Hey guys, so I did a bunch of different recipes recently where I posted and said that I was using infused liquors, but I didn't really give you all the links or anything, or I didn't create separate videos about the infusing because it just takes time, and time got away from me. So what I want to do is right now I'm about to do a infused gin. So before I jump into that, I wanted to just kind of back up a little bit and tell you what else we did. So one of the drinks that we did, the fall fashioned, had a apple cinnamon infused bourbon. All right, which is this bottle right here, and you could do it straight into mason jars like this. Generally, I would slice up one Granny Smith apple. You could leave the skin on it, slice it up, drop it in there. You're gonna do about 2 or 3 cinnamon sticks and the vanilla bean. I'm leaving this guy sealed up right now just because it's expensive. So and I've already done it. So this is an extra one that I have, okay? So you want to find the vanilla bean and just kind of open that sucker up. Only take one of them. It usually comes 1 or 2 in a package. And you just drop it in there, and that's it. And then try to put it in a dark space if you can. That's nice and cool. And every day or 2 days or so, give it a little swirl like that. It's really up to you how you want the flavors to be. If you want more apple, leave the apple in longer. If you want more cinnamon, leave the cinnamon in longer. You kind of pick and pull what you want out of there. Once it's done, this will last in the fridge. It'll last over a year. You could leave it room temperature out of the sunlight, and it'll last up to about 6 months. So it's kind of just how you want to take care of it. If you can make it last that long, if you don't drink it all. Okay, so that's your bourbon one, which is pretty easy to do. You do want it to infuse for about 3 weeks. So that's kind of the longest time span that you're working with. There's 3 weeks on this. One of the other things I did, and I'm going to talk really fast because I got to get to the cranberry. I did a Blanco Tequila. So this started as clear, right, Blanco, and you can see how dark that is. So this one is a winter tequila that I do, in which case I also use the vanilla bean in there. I use some allspice and clove. I like to add juniper berry in there, cinnamon, and then just a little bit of some anise starseed in there. And that will actually get flavor very, very quickly. So this was 1 week, and you see how dark that got within a week. This will last much, much longer because these hard seeds, they don't spoil nearly as quick. So this will last forever. But I usually dump it after a year. If I don't finish it, I'll dump it after a year. So that's about that. I already did the one for the prickly pear. So, which is all these things I start doing from September on, getting ready for fall. Okay, so now we're gonna do a gin. I'm using a dry gin to start, and I like using the Bombay one just because it is fairly reasonably priced, and I like that it's got the red label. So afterwards, it looks really nice. Okay, so we're gonna dump the whole thing in here, and keep in mind I like to use glass on the pitcher or the jar that you're putting it in, because just depending on the fruit, some of your fruit you're doing has a lot more color to it, and I don't want to stain plastic or anything like that, so that's why I use the glass. Okay, and we're using 1 cup of fresh cranberries. So drop those in there. Boop. There we go, like that. Now these you want to macerate, and you want to just kind of give them a little bit of a squish down in there. It's actually easier to do this. I should have done that before I put the fluid in there. But you'll feel them pop as you're putting them in there. They'll make a little popping sound, and you'll feel them squish. And like I said, do it before you put the fluid in. It'll be a little bit easier for you. Okay. And these you're going to let sit for 1 week. And after that week is done, it's going to be nice and bright red. Most of this stuff will retain its flavor and retain its color if it's not in direct sunlight. If it is in direct sunlight, like you can see on my bar here, the color will start to fade, but the flavor will still be there, and it's still good. It's not going to go bad on you or anything. So that's about it. We're just going to let that guy sit for about 1 week, and we should be ready for Thanksgiving. So enjoy.